I walked out of my own apartment at 6 a.m. in pajamas and sandals with no plan, no keys, no phone. I just needed air. I ended up sitting on a park bench for an hour, watching the sky turn pink with sunrise. And I felt like I was watching the end of a movie I didn't agree to star in. Later that day, I didn't call Lily. I didn't want to hear her voice. Not yet. Instead, I packed a bag, booked a hotel room, and called in sick to work. I told Mark I needed space. He asked if we could talk again later. I said, "You and I don't speak until I decide we speak." His silence on the other end of the call was deafening. Then I turned my phone off and sat in that cheap hotel room for 2 days straight, ordering takeout and staring at the ceiling, trying to find a version of myself that hadn't seen that video, the version that still believed in love and loyalty and sisterhood. She was gone. It came on the third day. "Lily, hey, can we talk? Please? Lily, I know you know. Lily, I'm sorry. I can't sleep. I can't eat. Please let me explain. No emojis. No cute punctuation. Just desperation." I stare at those 3 dots, the ones that pop up when someone's typing, for 15 solid minutes. Then they disappeared, then came back, then disappeared again. I didn't respond. I couldn't. I was afraid of what I might say. Afraid I might just drive to her apartment and scream until my throat gave out. Instead, I sent one message. "You have 24 hours to write me the truth, start to finish. Every disgusting detail. If I catch you in a single lie, I will burn the world down around both of you." She responded an hour later. "Lily, okay, you deserve that. I'll send everything." She did. A 7-page email. I couldn't bring myself to read it that night. I waited until morning, made coffee I didn't drink, sat on the hotel bed, and opened it. Excerpts from Lily's email. It started before Vegas. It was New Year's, 2022. You were asleep. Mark and I were talking in the kitchen. It felt like nothing at first, just connection. He understood me. I felt seen. Not just wanted. Seen. You've always been the strong one, the glue. And I guess somewhere in my fucked up little brain, I thought, if Mark saw me the way you did, maybe I could finally feel whole. Vegas wasn't the beginning. It was the middle. The moment we crossed a line we couldn't uncross. We tried to stop. We even didn't talk for a month once. But every time I saw you, I felt worse. And he looked at me like I was the only real thing in the room. I know I'm a monster. I deserve whatever you feel. I just need you to know, I didn't do it because I didn't love you. I did it because I was jealous of you, of everything you are, everything you've always been. I wanted something that belonged to you because I thought it might make me feel enough. It didn't. It never did. I don't remember crying while I read it. I just remember feeling this numbness, not forgiveness, not rage, just silence. Like something inside me had finally stopped screaming and gone quiet. And in that quiet, one thing became very clear. I couldn't go back. Not to Mark. Not to Lily. Not to the life I'd carefully built with both of them. It was gone. They took it from me. And I was going to decide what to do next, on my terms. I chose the cafe on purpose. Neutral ground. Public enough to stop either of us from screaming, but not so crowded that we'd have an audience. It was a tiny place tucked between a bookstore and a flower shop. The kind of spot we used to go to in college when we had serious talks, like breakups or family drama, or the time she thought she might be pregnant by that DJ from Silver Lake. Now, we were meeting here to talk about the fact that she'd been sleeping with my husband. I got there early and picked a corner booth, my back to the wall. I wanted to see her coming. She arrived 7 minutes late, wearing a beige sweater and jeans. No makeup. Her hair was up in a messy knot. the same way she used to wear it when we studied for finals. She looked younger than she had any right to. For a second, my heart clenched. Then I remembered the video. She slid into the seat across from me, hands wrapped around a paper cup she hadn't sipped from. "Hi," she said softly. I didn't respond. She looked around, like hoping this would somehow turn into anything else. A reunion, a misunderstanding, a moment where we both laugh and say, "Wow, thank God we got that cleared up." But no, not today, not ever again. She took a breath. "I know you probably want to hit me. I want to forget you ever existed," I said. "But here we are." She flinched, and I hated that part of me still noticed, still cared how she felt, still registered the pain on her face like it meant something. "I messed up," she whispered. I laughed once, dry and humorless. "You think this was a mess-up? Like you spilled coffee on my rug?" "I know it's more than that." "No, you don't. Because if you knew, you never would have done it." She looked down at her cup, then back up. "I loved you. I still do. I didn't mean for it to happen." "You did mean for it to continue." Silence. Then I was lonely. My hands clenched under the table. I forced myself to stay still, measured, but inside, something sharp twisted in my gut. "You know what's wild?" I said. "You were the first person I called when Mark proposed. Do you remember what you said?" She looked confused. "You said, 'Finally, you deserve someone who worships you.'" I leaned in. "Did he worship me before or after EF *** kid you in Vegas?" Her eyes welled up. She didn't cry. She wouldn't let herself. Good. I wanted her to sit with it. Let it rot her from the inside. I didn't go to Vegas thinking we'd hook up. It just happened. Did it also just happen the second time? And the fifth? And the night before your wedding? Her head snapped up. Her mouth opened, but I beat her to it. "Yeah, I know. He told me everything. And if he hadn't, I found the timestamp photo anyway. Your goodbye F *** K. How poetic." Tears finally fell. A single drop down her left cheek. "I hate myself," she said. I stared at her. Cold. "Not as much as I hate you." There was a long silence. Neither of us moved. Then she whispered, "Is there anything I can do?" I tilted my head, smiled, sharp and mirthless. "You know what's worse than losing your best friend and your husband in the same breath?" She shook her head. "Nothing. There's nothing worse." "So no, Lily. There's nothing you can do." She looked like she might break. And maybe she should have. Maybe that would have made me feel something again. Pity, regret, anything other than this hollow ache where my chest used to be. But she didn't break. She nodded slowly, wiped her face, and said, "I'll disappear if that's what you want." I stood up. "What I want is for you to remember this moment every time you look at yourself in the mirror, every time your husband kisses you, every time you hear my name." And then I left. I didn't look back. Confronting Mark. The next day I went home, not because I forgave him, but because I had things to retrieve. A laptop, some documents, and a truth I hadn't told him yet. He was waiting at the kitchen table, like a scolded child. Same gray hoodie he always wore when he was in his feelings. He looked like shit. "Good. Did she tell you everything?" he asked. "She did," I said. "So did you, apparently." He swallowed. I didn't mean to fall in love with her. I raised an eyebrow. "But you did." He nodded. "She was just easier. You always had your life together. You didn't need me." That one hit like a punch to the ribs. I kept my voice even. "You're right. I didn't need you. I chose you. Every day." He looked up, hopeful. "Can we work through this?" That's when I handed him the envelope. Divorce papers. Already signed. He stared at it like I just handed him a death sentence. You're serious. Deadly. You're really going to throw it all away? I smiled. You threw it away the moment you kissed her. I'm just picking up the trash. He didn't fight it. He didn't cry. He just looked defeated, like a man who gambled everything and lost. And he did. I left that apartment for good that night. I stayed at a friend's place for a week, then signed a lease on a small one-bedroom with hardwood floors and terrible plumbing, but great sunlight. I started therapy. I told my boss the truth, and to my shock, she gave me time off and a list of therapists she personally recommended. I picked one. I stopped checking Lily's social media. I blocked Mark. I started rebuilding. Slowly, quietly, brick by brick. 2 months later, Lily emailed me a final time. Subject: you don't have to read this. I'm sorry. I think I'll always be sorry. He left me too, by the way. Said he can't be with someone who reminds him of what he ruined. You were the glue. We were the cracks. I hope you find peace. I won't contact you again. She kept her word. I wish I could say I forgave them. I haven't. Not yet. Maybe someday. But not now. Now, I'm busy rediscovering myself. Not the version of me they saw. The supportive best friend, the loyal wife, the fixer, but the real me, the one who survived betrayal, who walked through fire and didn't burn down. And if they ever wonder how I am, they can check the sky. I'm the storm cloud they'll never outrun. It's been exactly 376 days since I found the photos. I know because I have a reminder in my phone. Not because I want to relive it, but because I promised myself I'd look back 1 year later and ask a single question. Am I still her? The woman who sat on the kitchen floor, shaking, nauseous, betrayed. The one who whispered, "This can't be real," to a camera full of evidence. The woman who thought her life was over. The answer? No, I'm not her anymore. I mourned her. I buried her. And now I've become someone else. Someone better, stronger, sharper. Someone who walks alone by choice. What happened after? I finalized a divorce 6 months ago. It was surprisingly easy. We didn't own property together, had no kids, and Mark didn't even contest anything. I think he knew there was no recovering from what he did. Or maybe he realized how little he brought to the table once I took my loyalty off it. He moved to Seattle, took a job at some fintech company. A mutual friend told me he's quiet now, keeps to himself. I smiled when I heard that. As for Lily, true to her word, she disappeared. Deleted her Instagram, changed her last name back, moved out of her downtown loft, and, rumor has it, went to stay with her aunt in Oregon for a while. Her husband filed for divorce 4 months after their wedding. Guess he saw through her too. Funny how people crumble when no one's holding them up anymore. My life now. I work from home most days. I started freelancing, picked up more clients than I ever expected, and, cliché or not, started writing again. Real writing. Not the polished, clickbait crap I used to do, but the messy, uncomfortable, honest stuff. The kind that bleeds a little. I even submitted one of my short pieces to a literary journal. It got published under a pen name. The story was titled, "The Ones Who Betray Us Died Loudest in Our Minds." I've also taken up boxing. Yes, me, the girl who used to get winded going up 2 flights of stairs. But there's something beautiful about hitting something that can't hit back. There's something healing about power, about reclaiming your body after someone tried to make you small. I haven't dated, not because I'm bitter, but because I finally understand that I was never lacking. I was just giving love to people who didn't deserve it. Last week, I saw Lily. I wasn't expecting it. I was walking out of a bookstore, rain-soaked hair, coffee in one hand, headphones in. I almost missed her entirely. But then I turned around to grab a receipt I dropped. There she was, across the street. No makeup, baggy sweatshirt, a paper bag from Trader Joe's in one hand. She saw me. Our eyes met. For a moment, everything paused, like the universe was asking me, "So what now?" She didn't wave. Neither did I. She turned and walked away. And I smiled, not because I was happy to see her, but because for the first time in a year I felt nothing. And nothing, after betrayal, is the most powerful feeling in the world. A final note, if this were a Reddit post. If you've read this far, thank you. If you've ever been betrayed, I see you. I know the dizzying nausea, the way your world tilts sideways and nothing feels real anymore. The obsession with details, timelines, photos. How long? How could they? What did I miss? You didn't miss anything. They did. They missed your worth, your loyalty, your presence, your future. Let them live with the echo of you. You don't have to burn down their life. Just stop showing up in it. That's punishment enough. Because the best revenge? A life they're no longer welcome in.